When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Let's get dangerous.
So you guys head off into this building, and as soon as you get inside, there's like a receptionist plugging away on this antiquated keyboard. She's gonna look up, and the speaker's gonna walk up. It's like, I believe we have a meeting with the council on behalf of the Ordrist sect in Cote Noire, and she's gonna like tap through a couple menus, and she's like, yes, of course, sir. They're in room 3. He's gonna like nod, give his cane a couple taps, and he's gonna walk off in that direction.
All right.
So, now, Scrap.
Yes.
When you're gathering some street meat, as you do, make a perception check, please.
If anyone tries to pick my pocket, they're going to be obliterated in the next week.
Obliterated? Wow. All right. So you, when you approach one of the street meat stands, you hear like this loud, raucous laughter, and looking over in that direction, there's a guy that seems to be an awfully familiar duds, like patting, like slapping another guy on the back, and they're both laughing about some joke he just told.
Wait. Was it awfully familiar patting?
Awfully familiar duds. Like he's wearing some awfully familiar clothing.
Well, what kind of clothing is it, and why does it seem familiar?
Sans gun.
That's the guy.
Yeah, it's fucking silverware.
Okay, so this guy. I'm gonna go back in my head. This guy was at the thing. Guy exploded, but he got away. He just stole a bunch of silverware. It's like,
He's got Sans Undertale's gun. Yeah, no,
okay.
he's not packing heat right now, though.
I mean, I'm always packing heat. I will, I don't know, shove some jerky in my mouth. Or like, I'll walk up. I'm strutting at this point. This is going to be great. I'm either going to scare the shit out of him, or I get to punch somebody, or both.
All right, so you're gonna start walking up to him. He's gonna like notice a head bobbing through the crowd towards him. He's gonna like, smile a little bit. And he's
Greasy
like,
hair.
Yeah, he's just like, it's like, hey, what are you looking for? And his voice is gonna like trail off as he gets a look at your face.
Crap will take his piece of jerky, and he'll bite into it and do the whole like pull and tear kind of bit.
Nice.
And go, how's it going?
He starts sweating loudly.
Don't worry about this, none. We're not gonna have any problems, I promise. So, what are you doing here?
Take
Take a deep breath.
Like he almost says anything, but then he says, "Oh, the boss told me I shouldn't tell you."
Oh, the boss, huh?
Yeah.
Were you there when that one guy got exploded?
He's gonna like
the walls look like a vat of beef stroganoff exploded in them. Now, fair point. Scrap doesn't know what beef stroganoff is, but he did hear it once.
It looks like SpaghettiOs with meat. So he's gonna like start wringing his hands a little bit.
No, don't worry about it. That's not gonna happen. But the boss told you, huh?
Yeah. What of it?
What of it? He says. What of it? He says. Last time I checked, you guys almost cheated me out of a payday. Stop talking. I'm talking. You know how hard it is for me to get a payday.
No.
It's very difficult. Very difficult indeed. So I got those two guys on, what was it? What do they used to call it? Speed dial. and they can all fly much faster than any of us can run. So we can end
About this time, I
conversation.
go rumbling past about 200 feet over.
Just perfect timing, not even planned. It just works out amazingly.
Like
I can't even see what's going on below, but you can hear me rumbling above. That's all.
Oh no.
So I'm not gonna start anything unless you start something. So just tell me where your boss is, and we'll have a great day. I'll even share my jerky with you. Do you want some jerky?
What the heck? Roll and intimidate with like a +10 for the effort you put into that.
Okay, so my intimidation is currently 0, so let's go. 14.
Nice.
The thing is,
14.
the thing is, I'm actually 14, so it all works out perfectly. I'm not even. I'm a
Oh
I'm
gosh,
an
it's even
early
younger than I
teen.
thought. Oh no.
So the reason is that I'm just so small. Yeah, I would think so.
He still got the creepy kid vibe going on.
Yeah, he's
Whether or
got
not
the-
you
I'm
scare him,
channeling the
he
children
has
of the
the
corn
info.
real fast.
You got the creepy kid that, like he's like sweating a little bit, and but then he kind of like look kid, I don't know what you think you're playing at, but I got more boys here. He seems very unsure of himself, but he's making a bit of a stand.
Okay, I'll see you later. And he turns around and walks back through the crowd.
Like when you turn around and walk back through the crowd, you hear like nothing for a little while, and then you just hear the sound of like someone sprinting away.
Just thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, and like someone gets shoved to the side as that guy just runs.
And as soon as he kind of like breaks into the crowd, he's like,
Nice.
I'll tell him later. Oh my god, he's almost like tears. He's not laughing out loud because he's in a crowd. Like he's not gonna fall apart here, but he's trying, man.
All right. So he disappears in the crowd. He's trying to crack up. Arsenal, you've taken a fairly good look at the industrial sections and the surrounding lay of the land.
Nothing really interesting.
Most of the land has either been ground up in the mine or has been damaged by some sort of chemical spillage.
Like old spillage, or more like these guys just don't have the best controls on their refining process and make messes.
They make messes.
All right. I guess I go see if I can spot scrap.
Make a perception check.
All right.
We'll either that or investigation if you want to use some sort of scanning tool.
Perception's better.
All right. So as long as you're not trying to hide scrap, flying above head for a little while, you can spot someone down below of slightly below average height with above average sized hands.
All right. As long as he's not in a huge crowd, where I can land safely, I'll come down.
Yeah, there's not really enough people to make a huge crowd in this town.
I didn't know. I just want to make sure I don't injure anybody when I'm coming in for a landing.
So you like come down. So people like scatter out of the way, and they're like, oh. Like a couple people take a couple pictures, but it's obvious they're used to some weird stuff happening out here.
All right.
This is Tuesday for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mondays are even less exciting.
Yeah.
So I land, just a regular land, not like a superhero 3-point land or anything like that.
Oh, we're not there yet. That's later.
That's only when I come in hot.
No, you have to T-pose down to assert dominance on the townspeople.
I don't have hand thrusters. That
doesn't matter. Just T-pose.
I had a big argument with Epic about it, saying how stupid it was in terms of putting my maneuverability based off of my hand stuff when I'm going to need my hands to do other things. But anyways, I come down, land. Find anything interesting here? It's pretty quiet out there. For a place that's supposed to be so full of mutant animals, I didn't spot a single thing out for several miles.
Scrap's eyes kind of perk up, or his eyebrows kind of like perk up, like, oh, I guess they're not as common as I thought. But he's gonna reach into his pocket and kind of scramble around and go, I got some. I don't know what this is. I don't know what meat this is, but it's pretty good. I saw the guy. The guy. Oh, what was it? We didn't give him a name, but he was at the auction house and he stole a bunch of silverware.
One of the two that got away?
Yeah, he just ran off. I scared him, I think.
Huh.
I mostly just used you guys to scare him, but I'm gonna take some credit.
That's fine. I mean, Firebrand's whole idea, and that was an in-character catch, just to make it clear.
Yeah.
Firebrand's idea for going out there was to try and catch those two, bring them back in. Maybe we should track them down.
We could do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Before you go, I don't know what you're gonna do, but before you go do whatever you're gonna do, he did say that his boss sent him out here. Or his boss wasn't allowed to his boss said don't tell anybody. And I tried, but that man, he got his teeth chattering, but he's pretty tough. I'll give him that. Boss would be pretty scary.
Well, I mean, he seemed like a low-end help anyways. And, the guy you give the orders to, not gives the orders.
Yeah,
Did you see what direction he went off in?
Scrap kind of gestures in the direction, goes out that way. As soon as I kind of walked away, I heard him running, but I didn't think we were going to go chasing after somebody today. I kind of feel dumb. That's on me.
You didn't. I don't think Firebrand ever told you our whole plan for going out to the wall in the first place. So.
Yeah, let's go with that. That's you're a smart man. Arsenal. Smart man.
Thank you.
I know that you can fly faster than I can go. And also, I don't want to even get close to those Ordris guys. So you should probably go let our friend know that he wants to, that person that he wanted to find is out here, and we'll play it by ear.
I think he's in a meeting. We don't need to interrupt him. And if it's just, even if it's just those two guys, we should be able to handle it. I mean, look what we handled down underneath the wall.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool, but you do know that that fire wasn't mine.
No, I understand that.
Okay, cool.
But still, all of us together handled all of the stuff that happened. I think we can handle two guys with regular guns.
Okay, you know what? You make a good point. So what's the plan then? Should I start walking off after him, walking angrily, or
let's just see if we
show up later?
Let's see if we can find him first. I'll go back up so that I'm not making quite so obvious a noise. You head that direction. Crap. You don't have any. You got a cell phone?
He pulls out this small little basic bitch Nokia.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I got this. I think
that's good enough. 1 second, and I literally just lift a hand up, and my phone number shows up on it as Epic hacks it.
I'm pretty sure that's not even a hack. That's like a feature of phones in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that a while ago, didn't they? Where you could just
yeah, you can just tap stuff together and send downloads
really cool.
to each other.
Yeah, nice. but my phone isn't part of the suit.
So you just hacked his phone.
You just hacked my Nokia. He did the same thing. You could just grab it and type in, well, very slowly because it doesn't have a keyboard, but you could type it in.
Not to mention the big armored fingers. So
the big metal fingers.
I mean, I'm not this guy. I don't see this as the Ironmonger suit from Iron Man 1. But I see the guy. I see Arsenal being about 7 foot tall, probably a good 3 feet across the shoulders kind of size.
Yeah.
Definitely larger than human.
Suit.
So
meanwhile, I'm 5'8" and 135 pounds, sans gloves.
So
nice.
You stay on the ground and see if you can find him that way. If you find him, you can give me a call on that number, I'll be able to get in contact with you. I need to make communicators if we're going to start being together. And I take off, and you still hear me kind of muttering about schematic stuff and things as I'm.
Scrap looks down at his phone and goes, "How am I supposed to press the buttons?"
Just press him with your nose. It's fine.
I actually, as big as my character's suit is, I see your character's power gloves being 50% even bigger.
Like I assume they're comically large.
They are comically large.
I mean, you were pinching the phone gently between finger and thumb.
Yeah, it's just like, here it is. Like, I had to reach in real careful and to pull it out like a crane game. But then he'll kind of he'll do the whole. Oh no, he doesn't slap his face because he'll kill himself. So he's gonna just kind of okay, and start running. Or not running, but jog through the crowd in quotation marks. Then see
again. I go up 100 feet or so because I do have extended vision.
Mm-hmm.
Only one rank. That's enough for 100 feet or so easy.
Yeah.
So so I'm not blasting through the crowd, not being a little less conspicuous, and right now I'm kind of following Scrap since he has a basic idea of which direction the guy went, but I'm also kind of scanning ahead trying to. And I got Epic going on the facial recognition too to help see if we can find him, or also the other guy. If the one guy's here, the other one might be here too.
Mm-hmm. So looking through, it doesn't take too long to find him. He's still kind of moving quickly through the crowd, but he's obviously got a bit tired, so now he's more jogging.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's moving towards a warehouse kind of near the edge of town, but not quite at it. And you can see there's a couple of mixed trucks sitting outside, as well as what looks like a delivery van.
All right. So, so just one truck or several trucks?
Several.
So we're talking, if they weren't packed, it might be 10 or 15 people in there?
Yes.
All right. I ring Scrap's phone.
It rings.
He hears it ringing and he kind of panics a bit. He's like, I didn't expect him to actually call me. He picks it up and he presses it with his nose. He presses
Make a sleight of hand check, please.
Crunch.
He's not answering. He must be in trouble. I'm sitting over the broken remnants of my phone. It's a good thing I put points in sleight of hand. Haha.
You were able to deftly use your nose to navigate your phone.
Press the big old answer button. And he goes. He's holding it up with the two fingers, but he's holding it up to his ear. He's like,
Okay, Scrap. I'm looking ahead, and looks like there could be a sizable crowd there. So I'm not calling this whole thing off, but let's not go in guns blazing, so to speak. Let's kind of take a look around. Two people we could handle, but there could be 15 or 20 here. That might be a bit much.
Okay. I can't see these guys. What do they got?
All I see right now is a couple of trucks on the outside. So
I mean, I can
there's
throw a truck.
Yeah, but you're coming up on a warehouse. You're about about 200 yards out. He's probably.
Yeah.
You're about 200. You're about 200 yards out, and yes, he says yard. Everyone else has been saying meter. This guy says yards. And, hey, he's from he's from the American ones. I'm sure that even now they're still using imperial instead of metric.
The world is ended in certain ways. He's like, no, we will never submit.
So,
it's a gallon. But okay, Scrap's gonna sit through it. I mean, okay. So I'm not gonna throw a car.
Not yet. Let's do this smart and do some scouting first.
Okay, well, I'm not even there yet. So
I know. That's why I'm telling you now before you go blaring in and then end up having 20 people trying to shoot you at once.
Well, I mean, it won't be the first. Well, yeah, it will be the first time for that many. I've had one guy shoot him before. Do you wanna give our friend a ring, or do you just don't want to interrupt his meeting? I don't think I can dial on this thing.
It won't hurt for us to scout ahead. And if he's as fast as he says it is, if we get in trouble, we can call him and he'll be there in seconds. Looking like a very fat pigeon. Yes, he says that.
Ballistic pigeon missile.
Intercontinental pigeon.
Hold on. Yeah, SPM.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, just be careful, be cautious, but see what you
Uh-huh.
can see when you get up there. I'm gonna stay up high and just kind of circle around to. You're actually better for getting closer than me because of the thrusters.
All right, thanks, Dad. I'll do that. And he hangs up. He
This
doesn't
is
know how
a
to hang
thanks,
up,
Dad. I'll
though.
do that. Beep.
It's like crack, 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 beep, because he has to struggle with it.
All right. So as that is going on, Hitori, the closest building to you, was conveniently the courthouse. Well, not the courthouse, the town hall center that most of these guys seem to be flowing into.
Okay.
And so as you enter, you just drift through a wall. There's a bunch of people here. You notice that Benumzis and another guy who seems to have a similar but much weaker energy about him. They're going into a smaller room to speak with. What there appears to be two people in that room. So it seems rather mundane from a cosmic perspective.
Well, it's all just matter.
Yeah.
I mean, does none of them look like they're in charge?
Well, from this position, they all look fairly regular, but there's a group of what seems to be 8 people in a back room, oddly enough, and there's one person that looks like they're standing amongst them, speaking to them.
Alright, I'll try and possess that person.
All right. So if you're gonna move in on that person, wow.
How about the person to the left of them?
So the first person there is going to. Okay, so that's gonna be. Let me get that. It seems fair thing. Oof. So the person on the leftmost part of the ring, he seems to be a rather portly gentleman. He's got a very, very pointy and well-groomed goatee, though. So he
So,
thinks
he's
that
evil.
is.
So he's... I said so he's evil.
He likes to think it makes him look sharp. But you're able to gain access without too much trouble. It appears they were talking about something trivial.
Right, and while the other guy's talking, I am just going to delve into this guy's memories.
Okay, so this guy has been living out here for good 20 years. Originally came out looking for good work prospecting the land no one else is willing to work on due to the mutants, which were much more prevalent back in the day. He's very ambitious, but as of late has decided to rather rest on his laurels. He's accomplished enough. He's owns several of the businesses in town. He is not eager to go back to the city, which would obviously strip any prestige he might have. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Relationships with people in the room. Things that he wouldn't want them to know about.
So, relationships with some of the other people in the room. Most of them are colleagues, although there is a romantic interest in one of the other people in the room that he has not declared. He is also married, but not with a person he has interest with in the room.
Otherwise, no secrets.
He's also cheated very often in the office cards tournaments that they have on Wednesdays. He likes to hide aces up his sleeve. He thinks that makes him very clever.
Okay. Alright, otherwise I'll just inhabit him. Wait and watch.
Alrighty. So, as that's happening, Benumzis and
Speaker.
the speaker are going
Unless
to
he has
enter.
a specific name.
Well, you just know him as the speaker.
Okay.
He's going to. You're going to step into a like a small antechamber with a couple of people waiting. These guys look fairly well dressed, but make a perception check.
Ooh, okay. 11.
Okay. So you don't notice anything off about these people. They just seem to be like regular suited people. They like when you enter, one of them seems to like scowl at the speaker, but they don't really pay you any mind. And
I just politely wave.
one of them like kind of half waves, and the other one like grabs his hand and like pushes it down. And the speaker's going to knock on the antechamber door, and you're going to hear like some muffled sounds from behind it and say, looks like the Ordrists are finally here. And it's like, oh, well, come on in. And he's going to open up the door, and there's this semicircle of people that are surrounding one person standing in the middle, and she's also going to turn to face you. I'm going to give you an image here. Where is that? There we go. She definitely does not match the apparel of all the other suited gentlemen around. And as soon as the speaker sees her, his normally like placid face is gonna like kind of crease a little bit, and he's going to say, Miss Cortez, I should have known you'd be interfering with our work. I'm just going to say, yes, well, we'd like to give these people a choice, unlike some. And he's gonna kind of like, he's obviously not a fan of whoever this person is. And she's going to look at you and it's like, well, who's this?
Oh. Well, you can call me Firebrand. It's nice to meet you. And I'll just reach my hand out.
She's gonna like look at your hand for a second. Kind of like
Perfectly normal.
Like scan it and then like grab it. It's like, so are you as brainwashed as the rest?
Oh no, I just happened to hitch a ride, really. But
Hmm.
am I to take it that you're Libertal? Is that right?
Yes, Children of Liberty. I'm the representation in these parts.
Ah, well, it's nice to finally meet someone who doesn't want to just point a gun at me.
Some of my associates are a bit extreme, that's true. But I hope we can teach you that we're not all bad. And she's gonna
She's just drawn that way.
God damn.
Well, seeing what's happening here, I'm just glad that you're here to talk. It's nice to see that even a group like yours can sit down and we can all have a nice, reasonable discussion today. I think this should be exciting to hear.
Yes, quite. As long as we can get anything said in between the Ordris droning, and the speaker's gonna scowl a bit more.
I'll just, give a little giggle at it. Oh, it'll be entertaining one way or another.
Yes, I'm sure it will be. And she is going to give you a wink. She actually does have the attractive advantage, so
Ooh.
there you go. She's gonna give you a wink, and she's gonna be like, now, if you take your seats, gentlemen, I'm not quite finished yet. And she gestures towards a couple of chairs in the back.
Alright, I'll go ahead, sit down, and, well, time to watch the proceedings.
Yeah. So, the speaker's gonna like lean in on you when he was down, and he's gonna be like, "What a hag!"
Oh, well, she seems pleasant enough, at least. Well, at least while we're here.
Yes, of course, he puts on a pleasant face around these folks, but he's gonna shrug and sigh. Hopefully, they'll come with us willingly, but if not, eh. And she's going to continue speaking to the gathered council, and her most of her speaking is an appeal to their industrious, pioneering spirit, and how the Ordris wish to take away their livelihood. The most of the council seems to like nod along with her, but one of them just seems to be staring off into space. A guy with a rather pointy beard. He's he's. It's obvious he's only just taking in the information, which seems quite odd. A couple of people are shooting him like weird looks, but they're mostly paying attention. And before you know it, she's like wrapping up, and it's like, in summary, I believe the worst possible direction for this community is an uprooting and transfer to the oppressive dictatorship that the Ordris have erected in the city. Please, I implore you, remain here and keep your liberty secure. And like everyone's gonna like nod, and like a couple of them are gonna ask a couple questions about her organization, and she's gonna answer them. And then she's going to kind of like bow out. That is all. And she's going to take a seat next to you. And
Okay.
And she's gonna say, "All right, well, get up there." She's gonna like nudge the Ordris. He's gonna like flinch away a little bit. He's gonna step up, and he's gonna walk up to the mic, tap it. It's gonna like give it a little bit of a feedback squeal. Everyone's gonna cringe, and he's gonna start. He does tend to drone a bit. It's like having a really boring professor lecturing you. And he does make good points about the lack of security out here and the lack of public services, but it's obvious he's not really appealing to what they care about. And they are not really having any of it. One or two seem to like a couple of his points, mostly regarding like increased safety for the citizens as well as public works. But it's obvious they really do not favor his argument. And after that, he's going to leave with a kind of like limp declaration at the end, and he's going to come back. Cortez is going to like look him in the eye and just go like, "Well, that was as terrible as I expected. You really don't know people, do you?" And it's going to like scowl and say, "Well, at least I have their best interests at heart rather than some sort of half-baked criminal ideology." And they're going to like start bickering a little bit. But in the but with the council, they're gonna like discuss amongst themselves, and they're going to say to they're gonna say, "Would the speaker please come forward?" And he's gonna like step up. He seems to be fairly excited. And they're gonna say, "Yes, we have voted and discussed, and we've elected to refuse your generous offer to join you in the city. We have a good thing going here, and would like to continue supporting the city in our own special way." He seems like he's about to protest, but they kind of shut him up and say, "Yes, and would you kindly remove all of your personnel from the town?" And he just kind of, his mouth flaps a little bit, and then he just goes silent and says, "Very well, if that's how it's going to be." He's going to take his staff and he's going to come out the door. He's not even really looking to see if you're following. And,
Oh,
and
well,
that's
I'm not
it.
necessarily part of his group, but I'll definitely give him some goodbyes for now.
Yeah. So you say goodbye to him. He just kind of like grunts.
Thank you for the ride, of course. That was incredibly generous of you.
Yes. He seems distracted. Well, in any case, unless you want to be relocated in the near future, I suppose you should probably make yourself scarce in the next couple of days.
Oh, well, we'll see.
He's gonna like hold out his hand. It's like, it's a shame things could have ended better, but
Well, I'm sure they at least know that you mean well in your heart. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
come around eventually.
I hope they come around before we have to extract them. He's going to shoulder his little bag and say, "Well, adieu." And he's going to leave out the front door.
Okay. And that just leaves me with Cortez, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. So she's gonna like turn to you and it's like, so what were you doing with that old fossil anyway?
Well, he was kind enough to offer a ride, and, well, so I did.
Eh,
Thought it would be very interesting to learn a little bit more about what's going on out here. Kind of, I suppose, failed to pay attention lately. That's kind of entirely my fault.
Yes, although I'd question the validity of anything you might gather from the Ordrists.
Maybe.
They
I do
tend
have
to.
some questions about the Children of Liberty, though. I'd
Oh,
love to have them
really?
answered, in quieter company, I suppose. They're not exactly polite questions.
Hmm. Well, maybe that could be arranged. Yeah. But first, I think I might retire for the night. It's oof. I'll look at her watch. Oof, 11:30. We gotta get up early tomorrow morning if we want to. You know, she kind of like shrugs.
Well,
Let.
I may stay in town for a little bit. If you'd like to talk tomorrow, perhaps we could meet up for some lunch. You know.
And she's
And at this
gonna.
point, it's like partially me hitting Connor, partially like I got some serious things to ask, and partially like, oh, I'm really curious about all of
Yeah.
this.
So she's just gonna say, of course, purely in a professional sense, and she's gonna incline her head a bit.
Oh, well, I'm sure we could develop a very professional relationship. And
Yes,
just like gives a little
quite.
wink. She winked first. I gotta return at some point.
Yeah. You gotta return it.
See, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wink with both eyes.
Wah, what a
Yeah.
This
power
you get the
move!
same thing. I don't know why people don't get it, but it's twice as good.
People don't seem to catch up on it. Don't they know I'm flexing on them?
What are you laughing at? Stop laughing at me. What do you mean I'm wrong?
Yeah. So I'll like discuss with her like, oh, is there some place in town we could meet and talk for tomorrow?
Yes,
And
I
let her
was.
decide on the arrangements.
So you're able to sort out some sort of old Italian bistro that seems to be still working after all these years. It hasn't. It's been like the same family for a long time. It's like,
Cool.
yeah, known colloquially as the rag. Don't let that fool you. It's probably the cleanest place in town.
Oh, it still sounds fantastic.
Mean spaghetti.
It's been in operation since 19XX.
Yeah, it's been in operation since 1986.
No, 19XX.
19XX. It's been since in operation since 1XXX.
Longer than this town has existed. It has been on this lonely stretch of road, accepting customers,
Yeah.
and slowly a town flourished around it.
Yeah, it's like yes, it's been around since car drives by. We've been here for 40 billion years.
So it's been a while since I've had some good Italian, or even like a really good steak. This should be exciting.
Yes, quite. So see you there, say 11:30.
That sounds fantastic.
All right. And she's
Okay.
going to kind of gather up all her things, and she's going to leave.
Okay. So I'm gonna give like a little sideways glance to the council member who's been staring off into space and just sort of give it a little just gentle nod is all. And then turn to leave as well. I think you said that there was a hotel in this place.
There was.
Yes, and I do have friends that I can message and say, hey, I might stay here until tomorrow. There's a hotel here and I can pay for a room if you guys want.
The absolute mad lad is actually recommending sleeping outside the wall.
I don't get it. This place is insane. I mean, I haven't died yet, but Dave's still young.
Not really. It's like
Not really. Yeah, it's sun's down by now, I think.
The day is
Yeah.
always young.
Yeah, it's like 11:30. This isn't Alaska.
Isn't it though?
Ooh, we went so far.
Wow.
But yeah, if you guys respond, I'll go ahead and set up sleeping arrangements.
Yeah, so he has come into contact with anyone who has any sort of communication device. He has let you guys know.
Sends the Arsenal guy message, and it's like beep beep, no problem. Like, and sends me a message. I just pull my phone, and go, oh fuck.
Actually, no. What do you do? Do you actually try and call, or do you send a text? What?
Oh, yeah, I sent a text first because I don't know what you guys are up to.
All right, I call you back.
Ring ring. Hey.
You won't believe who Scrap ran into here.
Oh, who did you run into?
The silverware guy from the robbery a couple days ago.
Benjamin will start just like giggling a little bit to himself. You mean the one who like overloaded his pockets and was like jangling all the way out?
I guess so. I haven't spotted him yet. Apparently they're sticking around in a warehouse outside of town. We're trying to scout now. Unfortunately, there's several trucks because there could be 24 people, so we're trying to see how many people might actually be there. But we might be able to go finish Plan A and capture those two and bring them back.
Well, right now that might cause a bit of a scene. I was just at the city council meeting. They've accepted the Children of Liberty's help over the orders.
Okay, I know the Orders have some crazy ideas, but I think they're a little more harmless than people who they should go around shooting up other people just to steal their money.
This is incredibly true. This is why I'm going to be talking to Cortez tomorrow about that. We have a lunch date. And there's like a little heart emoji like appears on screen.
You what?
So you're emojiing while talking on the phone, verbally on the phone. Okay.
This is the future, okay?
It's like,
This is
it's
the
like,
future. You
it's
picture
like,
an
yes.
emoji in your mind's eye.
It's like, yes, we have a date. Heart emoji. You actually say it.
Yeah. That's actually I'd see him doing that. There's a clang, then an ow. As I attempt to face palm and don't even think about it. All right. This is I guess you're gonna need to fill us in on everything that's going on then, because I actually I have no idea why the Orders people were out here. So.
Well, undoubtedly everyone's got a little bit of extra motive here, but they're not saying it out loud anyway. But that's what talking to people's for.
Alright, well, get us rooms, I guess. What the hell am I gonna do with my armor?
Put in the closet.
It's a little too far out to run the package, because then if I need it, then it's gonna take a good half hour or more for it to get here. Hopefully the room.
You can't just like package it up and leave it like in your room.
I don't want somebody to steal it.
Well, I mean, you could lock the door.
An average person can kick through most doors. We'll have to see how secure the room is before I make up my mind.
Honestly, at this point, you might want like an alarm system too, or something. Just blare when someone tries to steal it.
You trust me, Epic gets on my case all the time about how long my to-do list is. So.
Oh, that makes sounds like they know what they're doing.
28 pages, sir.
Yes, Epic. I know. And by the way, no, wait a second. I'll get back to you on that. I'll call. Send inspiration for another item to put on the list. But I will call Scrap and let him know that the scouting mission's off for now.
All right, good. I'm just glad he stayed safe for the rest of the day here. I don't know what trouble he could end up causing for everyone else.
Apparently he had a lot of fun intimidating the guy.
Oh no. Well,
it's just like, yeah, I should get Scrap off the infiltration mission. In the background, there's an explosion.
I'll tell you more about the meeting when we meet in person then.
All right. Just text me what room number I'm in, and I'll figure out how to get there from then.
Will do.
All right. I hang up with him, and I call Scrap back.
So, Scrap, just as you're trying to figure out how to respond to the text, your phone rings again.
Oh no. Boop. We just do it with the nose.
All right, you answer with the nose.
Hello?
Well, according to our friend, there's
I
more
hate our
going
friend
on
Priority.
here.
This sounds terrible.
Excuse me?
What?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
What?
According to our friend, he think there's more going on here than first seems, and that it may be a bad idea to try and do anything against this group for now. So he says he's
So-
going to get rooms for us in the hotel. Free room, free board.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I have to walk all the way back now.
I offered to give you a lift, but the strength
Yeah.
enhancers are on page 7 of my list.
Yeah, judging by the amount of us in that sentence, I really wouldn't trust you to give me a ride anyway. I think you might incinerate me or something. Okay, well, I will make my way back, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a few choice words with our friend.
Yeah, I'm a little
sorry, you're
disappointed
gonna have to
too.
hang up first because I'm having trouble.
You have to hang up first.
Actually, yeah, come to think of it, those gloves would make it hard for you to use that phone, wouldn't it? I'll have to build you something. Click.
Oh, thank God.
It's like, yes, I'll have to construct you a devious device. He just like tapes chopsticks to the ends of each of the fingers.
Give me a phone with really big buttons.
Actually, this is because I'm thinking, is there a shop here where I can buy some decent electronics?
Hell no.
Damn. In all my fly around, is there anything I could look like I could? Because what I want to basically do is I want to see if I can rig up a band that'll produce an oversized holographic keyboard. That he could do that way. That way it'll just attach or go over the glove, and just project the keyboard so he can use that with the big gloves instead of having to and then interface that with his phone.
Do you have the improvised tools advantage?
Please do not MacGyver me a phone.
If only you had a friend who could literally make you any tool.
No, I do not have improvised tools, but like I said, I do have a friend.
I know a guy.
I do have the inventor perk, though.
Yes, the only problem is the supplies might not be ideal.
That's why I was asking if there's any chance I could do anything here for him.
You could, but the check would be a bit. You have to make a check of your own to determine where exactly you'd find something like that.
That's fine. Investigation?
Yes.
Not to mention it's the middle of the night
Yeah.
in a small
So-
town.
You'd reckon you could probably find something in one of the processing centers, but it'd be up to you. It would be honestly up to question whether they'd be willing to part with some of their equipment.
Yeah, especially with some guy just flying in a suit of armor and say, "Hey, I want to buy that."
Yeah, they'd probably be more interested in selling it to you if you giant guy flew in a suit of armor and threw a bag of money at them.
Yeah. But
No.
not in the middle of the night. Oh well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been something to keep me occupied overnight. So
Mhm.
I wait for the text from Firebrand, and then and then figure out where the hotel is and where my room is and all that sort of stuff.
So it is a hotel. It is a hotel known as the Coach Motel.
Oh boy.
When you arrive there, everybody who's going to this motel, make a perception check.
10.
Wow.
Oh, for a second I
So-
thought that was me.
So Scrap, you're the only person who notices this. For the Coach Motel, the C was obviously a replacement letter, and you can see on the bricks. The bricks are slightly less faded in the shape of an R.
Somehow
Scrap
I
looks at
figured
it and just kind of goes, I expected that.
Honestly, yeah, to be
probably
expected.
in your experiences, if the roaches think it's a good place to live, it's probably one of the better places you've been in, right?
I want to think it's more along the lines of, is there any other kind of motel?
Than a roach motel. No. So you enter. It is fairly run down. Obviously, not a lot of people come through these parts. The person at the front desk seems surprised when people come in. There's just like an old man sleeping in the foyer, and that's it.
He's a staple of the community.
Yeah, he's a pillar of the community. She's gonna kind of like put away her crossword and say, "Can I help you, fellows?"
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking for 3 rooms for the night.
All right, 3 rooms. Looks like we have a vacancy. Like looking at the computer screen, there's a vacancy in all but 2 rooms.
Just like looking at it blankly, it's like, oh yeah.
Just playing solitaire.
Yeah. No,
Closing
just
the porn tabs before someone looks.
yeah, not even solitaire. Just like dropping the cards that leave that trail frames.
Well, I was gonna say it was Windows 95 solitaire.
Windows 95. So yes, I am playing XX old software. So she's going to hook you up with 3 rooms. 2 of them can join. The other one is not.
Okay.
And
let's see.
feel free to use our pool.
You have a pool?
Yes.
He gets really
Maybe
excited.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow? What? Okay.
It's the middle of the night. I'm going to sleep.
It's fair. I'm tired.
Clank,
The pool, I don't-
clank.
The only question is who takes which room? Because I know, like, our scrap here is a minor and probably needs supervision. Meanwhile, the other one has, like, highly expensive equipment that could be stolen.
Yeah, so the room that only has one major entrance was probably should be mine.
Oh, okay then. And I will try to keep an eye on scrap.
Not
Check the
causing that
mini
much
bar.
trouble. The mini bar.
The
Is it
mini
just
bar,
expired bottles of whiskey and Coors Light.
They're implying whiskey ever expires.
That's what I was
No,
talking
it's not
about.
that. I'm saying we don't want the minor drinking the whiskey.
Oh, true.
I have all of this money now.
So you check the mini fridge. There's like a couple of tiny dusty bottles in there.
It's like some
as-
water.
As some water, as well as what looks like a block of sim meat. That stuff never goes bad.
The whole reason everything else in there isn't any good is because of the sim meats in there.
Yeah. That's about it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the alcohol out of his and take them back to my room.
Why? You can make better.
Hey, you gotta sample what the locals drink.
Given the dust, I don't
You
think
gotta
they're
know
drinking.
where to start.
It's like, I don't think they're drinking this anymore. This company's been out of business for 30 years.
Oh, hey, better yet, it's vintage. Nice.
Aged. It's like, yes, this booze
tastes
was
like
no barrel or anything. It's just in some motel fridge.
It's like, yes, this has been aged 30 years in a motel fridge.
in an inexpensive plastic bottle.
Mm-hmm. So,
Fine. Wait, does this place have? Okay, hold on. The bathrooms. Is it nice or is it run down?
the bathrooms are extremely okay.
I will take extremely okay. That means they have a nice shower,
They do have a shower.
and I will. Yeah, it's good to take a shower. I mean, like I don't know if I do, but people have been giving weird looks. I have a feeling I know why. Probably because I haven't, had a.
And they have this thing called hot
Smelly
water.
boy, that's what you are.
Boy, you reek.
I do. So I'm just gonna grumble. I can't slam the door because the door will not exist, but I will close the door forcefully.
Slowly but firmly.
Yes.
He like, closes the door hard.
And then I'll
Meanwhile,
just go-
Banoomsies is just gonna like spawn some roach traps, just shove them under the bed, and then just flop right on top after like downing like one of those drinks.
Nice. You down it. It tastes like lighter fluid.
Ah, this tastes like regrets. Perfect.
Yeah. It's like you just take a swig. It's like tastes like regret. Perfect. Takes
Better get
another
used to
swig
this taste. I might get a whole bunch of it tomorrow.
Jeez. And Arsenal, how do you settle in?
Well, since I don't exactly have access to anything to really be productive, I guess I take the armor off, stick it in the farthest corner from whatever entrances I can, so that hopefully anybody who decides to come trying to sneak in can't sneak in past me.
Mm-hmm.
Grab a shower and crash.
Nice.
Pretty rough day for a research assistant type person.
Definitely. So, let me think. Would Hittori have any method of keeping in contact with their communications devices? Other than, like, hovering nearby one of them?
I mean, what are their communications devices?
I think of, like, a cell phone and communicator.
No, right now it's pretty much cell phones.
Oof.
I mean, other than calling them or figuring out what their phone number was, no. Well, I mean,
Start dialing. You start
been
0
in
0
Ben's head,
0
though,
0 1.
and Ben's used his phone before.
So you would know his phone number.
Right, so I guess I could call Ben.
You
if
wouldn't
I
know,
ever
like, where he
needed
keeps
to.
his phone. Everything about the phone, how old the phone is. But
Yeah, because he's
he's,
used it repeatedly.
yes. But you don't have access to the phone right now because you're not in Benoomsies.
Right, no, but I'm saying, if this guy has a phone, the guy that I'm in...
Pardon?
Oh, so you're saying you could call me on the guy you're possessing's phone?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
You asked if I had access, and I'm saying, yeah, if this guy, this successful businessman with multiple buildings, has a cell phone.
Yes, he does. So yes, you could use this guy's cell phone to call. Because you do have like his number, all his details, stuff like that.
Right. So I guess the follow through there is, did you ask that for a reason, or?
Well, I'm just wondering what you do right now.
I'm gonna have an affair.
Perfect.
I'll just ruin his life.
So
Not really. I mean, you don't know what paths you could go down until you explore them. And I have no idea. I've never had an affair before.
oh dear. So do you approach this person this guy has? Do you approach him with romance, or do you approach him with romantic intent?
To him? Oh, okay.
Yes, it is.
I thought you said her before.
I may have. I don't know. Did I?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I
Yeah,
just thought you described it as being a woman before.
Oh, I thought I left it vague. You approach the person.
Who happens to have the qualities of a male.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure. It's the future. Doesn't matter. Okay,
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, you approach with romantic intent. You look like a fucking robot.
Oh, no, I mean, I can move organically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just gotta learn it first.
Yeah. So you approach.
I mean, how's it going?
It's like, pretty good, Ralph. What do you think of all that business? Outrageous, those Orchis guys trying to displace us, huh?
Outrageous. Just like you said.
That's such a weird thing to say. He's gonna go like, yeah, like I said. Listen, are you okay, Ralph?
I am okay, Ralph. And then I go to massage his shoulders.
He's gonna like, Ralph, what are you doing?